Welcome to the 5th episode of Blood and Talkness, Hades
Stupid
speedrunning.
bitch.
Oh my god damn it! You can't keep doing this. You can't repeat the same joke.
It's
between
funnier the second
episodes.
time. Good fucked pussy boy.
All right, Riz, go again. It's fine.
Okay, all right. I don't think anyone's here. Welcome to the 5th episode of Blood and Talkness,
Shut the
Hades
fuck up.
speedrunning podcast. Set in a nightmare world where a natural Athena does not exist, and every spear hammer is a spin hammer. I'm Rist, and I can only ever manage a 3rd place in any competition.
I'm SatanIsAChillGuy, and I'm currently not playing Hades the video game.
I'm Webstudy, professional owner of Wrist 13. Sorry. Big Mac in my throat.
Excellent. And our guest today is a human disguised as a bear, disguised as a human. It's RonnieDaBearOW.
Hello, Ronnie.
How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. And today we're also disguised as Dusa. Yeah. If you can't tell. There's layers to this persona known as RonnieDaBear.
You know what? When we were writing down the outline, I was trying to think of things that I knew about you. There's surprisingly few, but I'd forgotten about, I think it was like the first or second time I saw you on stream. It was with that Dusa cosplay.
Yeah, you were one of
Good first impression.
the 5 viewers I had, including Gordon Berry. So that was an interesting time.
Oh yeah, she was there.
Yeah, there was a time where Ronnie's stream was like the Hades speedrunners stream, you know? Like, there weren't a ton of who's, it was just the Hades boys popping up to vibe out. It was a good time.
Yeah, and then I switched over
Now-
to EU time, but we can talk about that later.
True.
I will be playing some 3 weapons runs using the Hermes Cup 4, rules, and also have the speedrunning mod on. So enjoy that, I guess. And
So,
speaking of the Hermes Cup,
speaking of the Hermes Cup,
perfect.
qualifiers have started, and it's not looking great for me personally. I had a rough time. I know Riz came out with like a 52-minute time or something like that.
It was a 52:49.
Yeah, so that was good. I
Good for me.
managed to finish 2 runs. One of them was overtime by 3 minutes, and the one that I was able to lock in was a 57-14, where I got kind of digged down and dirty, but you know, it happens.
Oh, I feel so bad for you, dude.
Ananke,
Honestly.
like, didn't Ananke knock out like a 50-minute time? No, Ananke got like a 51, and I think Bablo got the 50.
It was a 51, yeah.
Yeah, there were some nuts times.
Was Bablo's time
Yeah.
with Chaos Shield?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Maybe he did bail.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay.
He
Okay.
he dropped it after the first run.
Thank God. That's all I gotta say.
You already know it's gonna be the aspect he picks, though.
Yeah,
okay. You're right.
Like every time I think about Chaos Shield, I like kind of look forward to practicing it, but when I do actually pick it up to practice it, I remember why I hated practicing it.
Yeah.
It's like if I can do that, I can actually like I don't know, just destroy nerds, I guess. If I can become Bablo with the Chaos Shield.
I've been trying to get my sub 9 on it, and it's been a struggle. It goes directly back into the garbage can for a couple days, and
I'm not fully convinced that weapon can go fast yet. Even if I've seen it go fast, I'm not convinced that weapon can go fast. Nice Mirage shot, loser.
Strimmer, why are we running Infernal?
Trimmer.
Because you know that purple flurry cast looks pretty good.
We need
You don't often see purple flurry cast.
What if it was a purple auto reload Strimmer?
Shh. It's so I can use a cast if I get one, right? I mean,
if you're using cast on Eris, you're not playing Eris.
I mean, this could be true. Or lightning phalanx.
No, shut up. Dash into the enemies and move on.
You're not gonna get lightning phalanx because you're gonna get lightning rod instead because you have infernal.
True.
Hey, Rod ain't bad.
Like, fine.
Rod's great.
I mean, none of this stuff is good, but it's like it's what I want to do. I think I was the only person to do the splash dash start on the qualifiers.
Yeah, I had
Damn.
meant to try it. I tunnel visioned on getting times in because it was just rough. But I had like intended to give it a shot. I've played around with it before. I think knowing you get either rocket or cluster makes it a lot
That definitely
better.
helps with the strat.
Trying it raw on Eris, you really do very quickly miss that Zeus attack. Like clearing feels good in Tartarus with splash dash, but attack is also just very, very good in Tartarus, I feel. Especially if you can pick up like a super early jolted off of it. Not for your second Zeus if you find one.
That's
Yeah, I mean, they're all. I think there's similar levels of high roll though, because like, I mean, opening up jolt is good, but having just a fuck ton of palms in your dash, like on your way out, just feels good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I saw the beginning of the Hermes Cup 4 qualies. Didn't see the end.
I was gonna say, did you watch it?
I watched the beginning, but I actually had stuff I had to do, so I kind of don't even know who was in the top 3 until you said Bablo and Anke and whoever else.
Oh,
It was
But I
Bablo
am-
and Anke wrist.
Oh, and wrist. Very nice.
hand wrist. Oh.
The third place
Surprising.
human.
I feel like someone got like a 53 something. I know I'm doing it. Got a 54 something.
Bright got a 5307
Yeah,
or something like that. I got a 5249. Ananka got, it was a 51 something. It was like mid 51.
How did it feel doing Eris first every run?
It's like
know what?
fine.
Like it's not. It's a little bit harder because when you do a 3 weapons, you would slot in like, like Eris is a shoe-in, obviously, and then your least reliable thing goes in first, and then you have like something that's vaguely reliable going second, right? But with Eris going first, that's kind of ripped away from you. You can't exactly run something super unreliable and get the same sort of results like with
oh my
fuck.
god, palm your special, you
Like-
fucking asshole.
Sorry, I'm trying to talk, okay?
For which?
For which are you?
For which here comes.
Oh, take your bets. Is he missing it?
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Nope.
I wish he did though.
Same.
Honestly,
Wow.
I've caved. I've started doing For which. It's not that bad. It's not going in the Met Guide though. Fuck you, New High.
Oh, dude, we finally. New High's been complaining we haven't mentioned him, and we finally did.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
fucked, New High.
Oh, yeah,
eat
for
shit,
sure.
New High.
Thank you.
Calm down. I knew you'd yell at me. So, Ronnie, like, have you been practicing? I guess is.
I haven't been able to
The main
practice. So,
Oh yeah. Well,
as you
okay,
guys
well,
know,
obviously the last couple days.
well, and before that,
Has it been just the last couple days, or
I haven't played Hades in like a week and a day, and I'm also at the HC4 this Friday. Are you in webs this Friday?
No, I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. Okay. So that'll be interesting. I will say last night since my computer was finally running, my monitors were here, everything's looking good, the power was back on. I did one practice run and I PB'd on 3 weapons. So this can give this
oh,
feeling.
nice. You'll love to come back like to that sort of shit.
Absolutely.
Not recorded. I didn't really care. I was just
Nice.
warming up, but like, as always. But boy, this computer feels chef's kiss. Like, I'm coming for you, RTA boys. That's all I gotta say.
What you
Gauntlet-
rocking? Give me
Gauntlet Throne.
the nitty gritty, dirty details.
We're only with 3070, but we've got like an i7 overclocked. Like, our processor's actually good, which I've never had before,
Yeah.
ever for gaming, which actually makes a pretty big deal. So,
Yeah, same.
like, wow. And I'm really digging the M2 drive. I've never had one before.
Oh,
The power of SSD compels you.
dude, there's nothing better than feeling like, because before I upgraded, I'm on a fairly similar rig, except I went with Ryzen instead of Intel, but the M.2 boot drive, 3070, all that good stuff. And before this, though, my boot drive was like a 6-year-old hard drive. And I
same.
didn't feel like I could turn off my computer because it took a solid like 5.5 minutes to fully go from turning on to my desktop is fully loaded. And now I can turn it off, go to bed, wake up, and within like 5 seconds I'm at desktop. And it's so nice.
Wow. Why are we thinking? What?
Are we taking Mom Pom? Because I want to take Mom Pom, okay?
God, I hate Earth 13, dude.
Take the fucking good one, you.
Yeah, just opening a door and going through it quickly in the game was like, wait, is it this fast for
Wait, didn't your
everyone?
computer used to like lag out super hard?
Yes, yeah. RTA was a struggle.
Take it,
Oh, yeah,
pussy.
I'm-
Oh, you're a
I'm
pussy.
excited.
Nope.
Oh, why didn't you do
You
it?
wiener.
Absolute bitch.
I'm not gonna take it.
Fucking coward.
I am. So then, what is your lineup going to be for the Hermes Cup? Which I guess by the time this comes out, will have already
True.
happened.
Yeah,
So
you'll
people
see
who
the
watch will already know. But I'm curious what you're expecting, and
third weapon's a toss up, but for sure Hera. I've really been loving Hera. Although the new load, the cast loads, is weird to me still.
I haven't tried it yet. The inputs seem wacky.
is there like a new way of
Yeah, you can like
doing Hera?
load during attack. Or the attack charge up
So-
animation.
Okay, so it's while it's charging then. So
Yeah.
I guess you can't do the Beowulf thing with charge shot where you fire it and then quickly slide over to load the cast, can you?
I actually haven't tried.
Is there even a point to doing that though?
I don't. It literally hasn't affected how I play Hera at all. TBH.
I'm sure there's like corner cases where it's useful.
Usually
As
corner
with-
cases where everything is useful.
I was about to say, as is the case with a lot of stuff in this game. Nice fan,
Oh,
idiot.
get fucking
Ah.
owned.
Only fans.
But the splits aren't running because this is RTA. So
Oh, it's Bowman too. Eat shit, nerd.
yeah.
Absolutely demolished.
God, this makes me so happy.
Third weapon's still a toss up for me, but like I'm actually not that great at SatanIsAChillGuy. Diobeo I'm okay at, but like I don't know why, but I'm not that great. So I haven't decided there.
It's probably
Yeah.
just that it takes a while to get used to cast management.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming from DioBeo.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone picked up on it, but the name of my third split for my Hermes Cup qualifier was just IDK LOL. I literally just played whatever my heart told me to do. I think the first time I did it was Fists, ME Fists, which didn't get me a great time. I got a 54 minute, and then I did Nemesis Sword, which also wasn't great, but I still got the 50, the barely sub 50, 53.
I think there's a playing it versus seeing it on paper. Aerostart were two different experiences for me. I definitely wasn't looking forward to it until I started playing, and I realized it's net fine. Especially like, I don't know. I think it's just knowing you're about to bang out an insane time and then seeing what comes next makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, it is kind of nice.
I'm not the best one to speak on it because I likely won't still be in come next week, as I am currently 7th seed. So you know,
Oh, feels bad.
but I definitely felt fine. My general strategy was to just complete a run and then after that go for more high rolly stuff. I think you can get away with doing like a semi high roll weapon second. Like I think you can do ME Fist second pretty reliably. Holy shit.
I'd hate it here.
I hate for
God, I was hoping you would just not get dashes at all.
I mean,
Well,
I'm looking
it's-
for dashes and or rush deliver.
So there definitely is some interesting strategy involved with Hermes, like the qualifier 3 weapons as opposed to like your traditional 3 weapons, which I definitely think is pretty cool to see. Although I also think it opens up seeing a lot of Eris Hera Beo just defaulting to hyper consistent stuff and then banging out a pretty good time, especially if you get lucky.
Yeah. That was gonna. Well, I'm not gonna be participating, but had I planned on participating, what the fuck? That
the
was gonna
mirage
be
shot,
take the
pussy.
hydraulic.
Oh my god.
I hate you.
Breaking
God.
wave, baby.
No.
That rocket bomb. Take hydraulic, you dumb
No
bitch.
one rocket bomb. I want to bounce enemies around in sticks.
My smooth brain
have
like common
three
breaking
casts.
wave. Anyways, had I planned on participating, that was gonna be my lineup. Was Eris Harabea.
Why'd you decide not to participate? Just didn't care to?
Yeah, just a lot of shit on my mind. I don't know what I'm doing with speedrunning.
That's fair.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Very fair.
You should have just pulled a Satan and just complete one run that works and don't have it be good on purpose. For the memes.
Which is exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I had a lot of people telling me I should participate, but it felt disingenuous because I know a lot of other people have been putting in a lot of hard work to like do good, right? And I felt if my heart wasn't in it, then no. I feel like other people deserve.
That's really fair.
I can dig that. I mean, directly calling me out because I don't give a fuck. I'm just playing video games.
Yeah, fuck you specifically.
Yeah, honestly, fuckers 13. Jesus Christ.
It's true. Even I don't like him that much.
Speaking of Bablo doing incredibly well in Hermes Cup, last time we sat down and recorded, I think, was when Bablo was starting to come back.
Coming back from his, what was it, getting under, right?
Going under.
His going under sabbatical. He quit Hades because his headphones broke, and now he's back with a vengeance.
Was that the reason why?
One of the reasons he gave, yeah. I fucking love
I can't tell
Bablo,
if you're
dude.
joking or not.
No, that was one of the reasons he said.
His
But yeah,
headphones broke.
with Bablo being back at it in the community, some people who thought their obscure weapon any record was safe are in fact getting Babloizationed for the first time.
He's just sweeping all of the non-meta aspects.
Yeah.
And it's wild to me. I've said this before, but like there was a time where like day 1, day 2 of Bablo's return, right? People had gotten into speedrunning Hades after he had taken a break and had no idea who he was. So he just pops up. They didn't understand the gravity of the name Babloization. And he pops up, takes your record, fucks your wife, and pieces out.
All at the same time too, which is extra embarrassing.
God. Okay, so I tried to do the Bablo thing at 1.37, trying to get records on like all the weapons, trying to work on sub 9 for everything, right? And I made pretty good progress. Right? And then other people started doing that too, and I know JDM was into it, but like I have not looked at that sheet since Bablo came back because I know for a fact at least 4 of my world records are no longer that. They're probably 3rd place now. Like just
actually,
sad.
I think it was this morning. I don't know what time it was for him, but he was like, doing a quick Hades Spear stream. He had the most insane Merciful End build, and he got like a 714 IGT or something like that.
It was fucking stupid.
Well, that's the other thing. Aspect of the week has been fucking me over too, because now everyone's jumping on these weapons, which I'm here for, honestly. I'm super there for that. But
yeah,
to have it be taken down by Emmy is
it's the circle of life and obscure aspect speedrunning, I think. You've got like a semi-unique build that you think is cool, and then more people start running it. Some asshole realizes, hey guys, why don't we just put Emmy on this? And then they get the record, and Emmy becomes the standard for that weapon.
Yeah, which isn't inherently a bad thing. It's just it just feels bad. That's all it is.
Yeah. Circling back to fuck you, New High. Speaking of slapping Emmy on anything, Nemesis deserves way better than you. You disgusting bastard. Fuck you, New High.
PP laugh.
Not much makes me mauled quite as hard as I do whenever I see New High drop into a Nemesis sword run and pick up Curse of Agony on his first boon.
He does do that, doesn't he?
No, it's when he does it on Poseidon sword as well. It should crack me up.
He just does it on every sword. I hate him.
Has he done it on Arthur yet?
No.
That's the real hell.
So.
All that said, I'm very happy Bablo did decide to come back. And speaking of headphones,
he came back.
He bought 2 pairs of the same headphones. So if one breaks, he won't be leaving.
Dude. He's gonna be around for a long time now.
Yeah,
we're gonna back up.
The reign of terror begins again.
Just recently, with like a whole bunch of people on stream, I did an alignment chart for every person. Do you remember where we put Bablo? I think it was like chaotic. Was it chaotic? It's chaotic something. It was like chaotic good or chaotic neutral or something like that.
It's chaotic neutral for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bablo was actually a little bit surprised. He was like, I would put myself as lawful. I was like,
No.
not
No.
What the
no,
fuck?
no. Okay, pre-return Bablo, I could see as being lawful because he was like a generally pretty, I guess, straight-laced sort of individual. He seemed, but he's gotten also like 10 times memeier nowadays.
Yeah, Bablo's such a memer now. I fucking love it. I love Bablozation. Shoutouts to Bablozation. We love you, buddy.
Wait, what are we running? Oh, Bayo. Sorry.
Beowulf.
Speaking of newer people to the community, fucking Ananke, dude.
You know, I was.
You know what?
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I was thinking
No,
about
you're fine.
how to segue into it as well, and my thought process was: speaking of people being too good,
There were 2 rows and both of them were correct.
yeah.
Okay. So
But-
I was actually thinking something similar, and I was watching one of Ananke's streams. Sorry, I'll let you finish after this. But since I had a Chamber 1 Chaos Gate, I saw Ananke pass up a Chamber 1 Chaos Gate on Nemesis. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not worth the time.
You know what
like,
pisses me off about Ananke? And I love Ananke to death, but you know what pisses me off? Webbs, you were here when I asked him this question. I asked him the question, Ananke, do you know how good you are at this game? And he got all flustered, fumbling his words. I don't know, I think I'm pretty okay, but he was stumbling over the words. God, Ananke is way too fucking good at Hades, the video game.
God.
Holy shit.
I hate this British fuck.
I love him to death, but I hate him.
Bright and I almost bought tickets to London when, after getting the Hero World record, he's watching someone else play it, and he's like, "Oh, Snowbest is pretty good, huh?" And we're like, "You motherfucker!
I hate him, dude.
You had no
Oh my
idea. You know, he
God.
just casually gets it like flurry shot, triple shot, like." Man.
I think he's even still trying to cover his ass nowadays by saying that Snowburst isn't that good, or is it necessary? And people are agreeing with him. I love him.
Man.
Anyways, I'm glad he dove in like headfirst into speedrunning harder because I mean he'd been around. He always had good times. But
Yeah.
Didn't really stream, and he admittedly was like, okay, yeah, I've spent a lot of time in this game, but it's been kind of nice having a Bablo 2.0 in a way.
Yeah, right. Now there's
He is kind of like a
couple
Bablo
of-
2.0.
major sharks in the water now, as opposed to just the like 1 or 2 really big ones from when I started. And I think you started around the same time as I did, Ronnie. You were the 1.0 baby, right?
Yeah, we're all 1.0 babies here. I remember
Definitely
chilling with
fucking
Webbs
weird.
at 2
I'm
a.m.
not.
with 2 other viewers, just talking shit, and
I'm an old
it
fart.
was a good time.
Fucking boomer.
Absolutely.
I think he has too much going good for him though. He's objectively hot. Like it's not a gassing your friends
True.
up type of hot. Like the man is actually quite fucking attractive with a beautiful voice, and he's so good at
True.
video games.
And he's British.
And
And he knows a lot of languages.
he
and
knows a lot of languages.
to piss you off even more, he's only 18. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
What?
He's got his whole life
Kidding
ahead of
me.
him.
He's only 18?
Yeah, that's what I fucking said. It's not fair, dog.
That doesn't make sense.
God,
Explains his young gamer reaction speeds.
dude, I can't wait for him to just get old and have arthritis and come back in
Oh
a
my
few years and be
God.
like, "Fuck you," and okay.
Jesus,
that
dude.
being
How does it feel?
That being said, he's a beautiful human being. I love him. God, fuck you.
I'm not jealous at all.
Maybe a little jealous. I'll be the first to admit I'm a little jealous of Ananke. Love the man to death. Can't say that enough.
The only reason I like buzzing his balls so much is because he's he's just too fucking nice.
Yeah, he's so nice. He's so humble. Oh God.
I can't wait for Hades speedrunning to erode that personality. That'll be the fun
Yeah,
part.
that's my goal. We have to break this little bitch boy in. Welcome to my neighborhood, asshole.
I don't know if Hades speedrunning will break him. That's the fucked up thing.
Is he too good?
I think he's too pure of heart.
I think it depends if he sticks with RTA like long.
That's fair.
I think now that he has such good times to beat himself, at some point
Yeah, no,
it's
I
gonna be like
can see.
Dunko and Rebs, like you're gonna reset if it's not perfect, and that
No,
could
I
probably...
saw it today, dude. I saw a little bit of his personality shred where he got
I
like
did.
4 and 5 sacked on an all webs attempt, and I was like,
That's,
yes,
this
finally.
is true.
Yeah, something like RTA in this game is so fucking sick, but it's also so soul crushing. Like,
Okay, I wouldn't say RTA. I would say multi-web categories specifically. 'cause
yeah, that's
God,
fair.
it fucking sucks.
God.
Yeah, as we all call web streams, Achilles Achilles resets to reset Achilles too.
And that's Achilles reset stream. What do you want?
Yeah.
Hey, I've actually been look with the splash dash start. My Achilles runs make it at least to Elysium now. It's Pog.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Is that the new idea?
Yeah.
So is that the new meta?
For me, anyways, because with a splash dash start, say you pick a first hammer, it's a dog shit hammer. You could still exit Lerny at like low 7s, right? That's acceptable
That's
for
good.
me. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a pace to
good.
keep.
However, if its second hammer is dog shit, I'm outie. You know.
So at least gives you like another roll on a hammer while still letting you play the video game.
Yeah,
That's
essentially.
fair.
I mean, you could also make the argument that it would just be quicker to reset first hammer to see what you get. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if the pace is fine enough on the first one, I either keep it going till the pace sucks or till second hammer sucks. That's the idea,
And
anyways.
speaking of multi-weapon runs, I was watching this crazy cool Twitch stream the other day, and there was like 6,000 people there. There was like commentators.
Yeah.
Our boy
Wait, what?
Medicast was doing a multi-weapon stream. What is it for?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of
What
course.
is that?
ESA, the European Speedrunning Assembly.
Can
That was.
Is that what that stands for?
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
ESA.
can we just
That-
put it on the table? Start off with this. He fucking died. PP laugh. Get owned.
Yeah.
It's true. Medic
He
did
took
suffer
an-
humiliating defeat.
An attack chaos on Beowulf in a marathon.
Oh wait, is
In
that what
Darkness.
happens?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
okay, it wasn't-
so
That, I can respect that. That's some
And
fucking
then
balls, brother.
Lerny fight just no.
Oh.
You can see the moment he realized it on stream. You can see his soul leaving
I
his
actually
body.
did not catch. I actually did not catch that moment. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
Like, what possessed him to do that?
see,
Like-
I think it was attached to like a cast damage or a
Oh,
+1
yeah.
cast.
I'd take that any day of the week.
Yeah, no, I take that, but I am also frequently punished for taking that, but I do take that.
Yeah, so.
Uh,
Oh, nice.
Like on a
That
marathon,
was-
though? I feel like I dodged that.
No, but just think
Maybe in
about
a marathon.
Everyone's gonna know the size of your balls, or just they're fucking massive, you know.
True. The second you lock that shit in, that was a lot of fun. I was on the couch for it, and
It was you, Dunko, and Museus.
Museus. Yeah. I was. I don't know. I was back and forth on my nerves as we were sitting there in like the pre-room waiting to be drug in. I could feel my heart in my throat.
Oh.
And then we got dropped in, and medic started talking, and everything was like mostly fine. But my nerves shifted from being worried about saying something stupid to medic's run. Especially when we drop in on Beowulf with the conch shell on, we could get Vareemed, and we almost got Vareemed on the run that died. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's right. He had to roll twice for
Yeah.
it, right?
yep. I just want to point out, if any of you aspiring Hades speedrunners wish to run Hades in a marathon, historically, the only time Beowulf has worked is when it was Dio Beo, and it worked very well. So do that.
God damn it.
The fact that Vareem
That's actually
got his donation read was just perfect as well, because he was
Oh,
like,
that
"What?
was so great.
Bayo stinky, don't run this weapon. RTA, here's $50. You know,
Here's $50.
came in at a
Speaking of
perfect
donations, God, the Hades community always blows me away. I know
Wasn't it like
there's a lot of
2,000
great
bucks
people,
or something?
But yeah, the community. I think it was like a combination of the Hades and League community. But like during the Hades
Right.
run, we raised like well over 1,000. I think it was pretty close to 2,000 by the time we were done. And God, I love this community.
This is probably the longest I've actually spent in a like a video game community, just because y'all are ballers for the most part. Like, yeah, we're gonna shit talk the heck out
Except
of
for
you,
me,
but like,
yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
fuck
well, yeah,
Rist.
because fuck Rist all, obviously.
13.
I mean, that's
Don't
part
worry,
of the fun, right?
we need a button. We need a
Yeah.
button that's
Yeah.
just you hit it and
Oh,
you
let's
just
go.
get a fuck wrist. I think it's
And I'm
expected.
surprised to hear that. Say, like, I thought out of the three of you, actually, you sounded like the calmest and everything that came out.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
Well, Museus sounded the
Museus sounded-
calmest.
Yeah, I mean, Museus.
I thought he sounded a little nervous, but I don't know.
Did he?
Maybe it's just me. I would have been nervous. I mean, frick, I would have just like left the call. Like, all right, you guys got this.
Dude,
Yeah, good luck,
abandoned
guys.
speaking of being nervous, I remember Medic was in my chat like a couple days before, and he was talking about he was nervous for it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you nervous about? You talk to thousands of people. Or you speak in front of
I know, right? That,
tens
that
of
was the thing
thousands of
I
people
wondered.
daily?"
He was
And
like,
he's
my hands are shaking.
No. And he's like, "Oh, but what if I go slow?" And I'm like, how's that different from any other day? Do the run.
Lol.
Yeah, Medic did bring up a pretty good point. Casting is different. One, because he has a lot more experience doing it, right? Especially in front of tons of people.
Mhm.
But like, it's as a caster, you get to critique the performance of others. You're not the one with your performance being critiqued, right? Like your co-caster isn't gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking about, Medic? Shut the fuck up, you're stupid." But as a caster, you can call a player a dumbass, and I think that's where his
True.
nerves were, right? It's him and a thing that he has put a lot of time into on display to very easily be critiqued, and I get that. I
Yeah,
get that being a
I couldn't say it
nerve-wracking
better.
thing.
Yeah.
I get it too. I just like busting his fucking balls.
Oh, absolutely. I love Medic.
If there's one part of that entire run that people need to watch, though, is it the last? Does he do Eris last or
Yeah, the dash
Yeah.
Yeah, the
replacement.
dash.
that fucked me up, dude?
Holy. So for those that missed it, he, I don't know, I guess was super in his head, and he picked up an Athena in Tartarus and took the dash on accident. I think he was just looking for an Athena boon because he was, terrified of dying again.
Question marks in the
And,
chat. PP
Like
laugh, etc.
2 chambers later, he bumps into a natural Poseidon and it was like, this is fine if we get the dash replacement, and he fucking does. Oh,
Chad. That reminds me
and
of your.
everyone lost their mind.
Everyone lost their shit.
That reminds me of your marathon run, Satan, where your DiOBeo run was unbelievably
Dude, I'm telling
RNG
you.
heavy.
Historically, Dio Bayo, only Bayo that's done well in the marathon. Everyone should run it.
It just works. You just game better, and it just works.
I was
The
considering
real
doing Diego
strat
here.
is to have Tyler HK pop up in the chat and show support for the Bayo run.
Yeah.
I swear that guy shows up and my Bayo runs are just blessed. Like everything goes right with Tyler in my chat. I don't know why. I think he has Dionysus on his side himself or something. But
Shout
like,
out to
good
Tyler.
lord.
That's me and Bright01.
Why would
It's the
you
same way
ever
for-
give Bright any credit for anything? I'm very concerned.
Hey, when you have a good luck charms, you don't ask questions. What you do is you ZIP
Do
that
what?
bitch. You say, "Hey, come onto the stream," and you pray that it works again.
What? Why does he have he's your good luck charm. Every time he's in my chat, dog, I'm not making it out of Tartarus.
he has to get his luck from somewhere.
It's a fuck.
Well, that's the thing. When I switched over to my other schedule, he couldn't catch any of my streams, so I just had 2 weeks of just dog shit luck. So I'm sticking with it. He's probably my only good luck charm for bail runs specifically.
Oh, fair.
I love speedrunners of anything that remotely has RNG attached because we are the most superstitious
We are
motherfuckers you
so
will ever meet.
superstitious.
Holy. And it's great because you can watch a new runner and in real time, it's about like watching a routed runner. You can watch their superstitions form as they play. It's so funny.
I will.
It's true. We think we're like rational, intelligent gamers, but really we're just like cavemen wondering why lightning strike a tree or whatever.
My ritual is
Unga bunga brings
when I go grab my first. Oh my god! Ape together strong. My ritual is if I go grab my keepsake, I always grab the second keepsake that I want to see, go back to the first one, hit Skelly once on my way out, and then start the run.
Oh,
Every
I feel you on the hitting Skelly once on
Yeah.
the way out.
Yeah, one for
God,
good
the
luck.
Skelly love tap, man. It hits different. It
don't think I've
really
ever done
brings
that.
the run together.
My superstitions manifest more in terms of like streaks. Like if I'm doing poorly, I take that to mean, oh, today's going to go poorly.
Right.
Or if I'm doing well, I'm like, oh, that means today's going to go well. There's no statistical or reasonable basis for that in the slightest, but
Of course.
it makes me feel good.
My big superstition that I have when running is if I get if I see the 5th chamber in my first tunnel of sticks, then I have a really I'm convinced that I'm gonna get a 2-sack. Like it's deep in my brain that 5th chamber means 2-sacks coming, baby.
That
But
was
it's
so
not
funny to
true.
me. Yeah.
And especially if I get the 5th chamber in the 2nd tunnel. Oh, it's like guaranteed at that point. I've got to get a 2-sack.
Well, when it works, it makes you feel good, right?
Yeah,
When
but
it doesn't work, it's just, it
Yeah.
didn't work.
There's
But-
some slight math to that because I think the 5th tunnel does add to your total rolls of getting 2-sack.
I don't get fucking owned.
I get owned.
Also, lol get owned.
Small
You're bad.
vermin.
This kind of coming out of nowhere, but have any of you guys, except for I know Webbs has, Rist and Satan, I guess, have you guys been trying any of the OWO categories?
I have not.
I have not
Neither
yet.
of you? Okay. I think
I
they're
know
kind of fun.
Webbs has, right?
Like surprisingly.
Speaking of O, can we talk about Rail OO for a second? Why is it cool that people slap ME on Zagro and call it a day? That's cool. It's
Fuck
sick,
that.
dog. And then Webbs 2D put Zeus attack and splash dash on every rail, and it's a problem. I don't get it.
Is it?
Apparently,
Are people crucifying you?
yeah.
So, hear me out. And this is my tinfoil hat theory, right? I think rail mains that don't main Eris are just built different, right? They have a deep internalized hatred of Eris rail. And seeing Webbs 2D slap the Eris build on their beloved non-Eris rail, it really sets them off.
You know what? I think that makes sense. It's the same reason why everyone's like, well, you put ME on non-ME weapon. It's the same sort of thing, right?
That's my reasoning
like,
for
I
hating
west to
New High
this
putting
weapon-
ME on Nemesis Sword.
Look,
Right.
They can hate me all they want. That Hestia time? That was a 14-minute time. Okay.
Hestia time was pretty dumb.
Did you-
It was
14
kinda, it was
minutes?
fast, dog.
Wait, did you just did Zeus attack and
Yeah.
splash dash,
He just didn't use
taking
the
no
reload.
advantage of the Hestia?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
Zagra without more
Okay,
ammo.
I understand now.
What do you understand? It was fast. I don't get it.
No, I mean I get that it's fast. I'm not denying that it's fast. I'm just saying it's like it seems wrong, right? It's like when New High builds Merciful End on Poseidon's sword.
Okay, but it's chill to put Emmy on Zagro. Like, I don't understand.
Well, Zagreal doesn't have anything going.
To be
for it.
fair, Spreadfire
people
is
were
kind of
fucking-
stinky now.
People were mad
in
that
my
I was
opinion.
putting Zeus attack and splash dash on Zagreal too. There's a double standard here. I don't
All
understand.
right, the Zagreal one, I will agree, is a double standard. I can see someone like Kate being unhappy with Zeus Poseidon on Hestia.
yeah, no,
but,
that I
come
get
on,
that for sure.
It's fucking Zagreal, guys. Come on.
That one doesn't
You gotta
bother me
take
at
what you
all,
can get.
honestly.
You're never gonna be routed ever again, so give up on Spreadfire. Like, it's bad.
By the way,
It's
I'm just
actively
fucking
bad.
around. By the way, I don't
Yeah,
actually
no.
give a shit. But come on, guys.
Come on.
But I really do give a shit. Hold on. Oh, sub 10, by the way. Look at that.
I think if most other people did that, like people would just sleep on it. But you have a lot more viewers, so it's like real shit. Like we gotta fuck with Webbs because
You're an influencer.
how dare he
Scuffed.
God, not the I word.
influences the degenerates.
He influences the game. You guide the meta.
I guess that is partially true. How does it feel to be an influencer?
Man, I don't fucking know. I'm just chilling, dog.
I just want to play the video game.
I press button, go fast. Wee.
We.
My brain's smooth.
Well, it's smooth. If it's smooth, it makes it easier to like slip and slide on. Right? It's very fast.
True.
Smooth is fast.
Very aerodynamic.
The smoother the brain, the faster the neurons can fire because there's less resistance with all the stinky wrinkles.
It's like greasing your brain.
Maybe that's my
With
problem.
grease.
Maybe I've been thinking too much lately.
The thoughts make the brain go wrinkly.
Yeah, where's it down? Like a diamond.
So I don't think and play Super
That's how
Soaker
it works.
with very
Exactly.
smooth brain.
Anyway, speaking of like professional events, speed gaming.
Yeah.
We cannot keep transitioning by saying "speaking of" followed by a thing we're going to talk about.
Speaking of X,
I
why?
feel like the people are catching on to our patterns.
12th grade English has been a long time ago for me, but that's the only move I got, man.
Yeah, it's a good move, It's all reliable. You can pull it out. But yeah, speed gaming happening soonish, I believe.
Yeah, this.
We should explain what speed gaming is because I didn't know what it was until it was even brought up to me.
All right, we'll take it away.
Yeah, go Riz.
Playing the video game. You guys should do it.
Piercing wave.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. I was asked, "Hey, do you want to commentate for Thing?" I said yes. I
was asked, "Hey, do you want to race in this thing?" I said yes.
To
Speed
my
gaming-
knowledge, I think it's like a Twitch stream that hosts is it specifically racing events or is it just general speed
It's
events?
general speedrunning events. The
Okay.
one time I checked it out, someone was doing a run of it was a dumb Batman game for the NES or something like that. I don't know.
So yeah, it's
It was a shitty
it's-
old game, and people love speedrunning shitty old games.
Yeah, it's a Twitch stream that hosts speedrunning events and things like that, and we're gonna do an all weapons race on there between Vareem, Dunko, and Mr. 2D himself.
Poggers. Oh,
That's a-
speaking
yeah.
of, we had a little update on that beforehand, and I wanted to read something that Vareem specifically said. Quote, Museus said, at Vareem, Dunko, and Webbs, y'all good for the 21st? Parentheses this Sunday. Dunko, works for me. Vareem, mega out of practice, but yes, hopefully I can get in good enough form to not be embarrassed. Shout outs to Boar.
Or he's gonna roll up and win. I hope you.
Fuck,
hope
you
I
roll
know,
up
dude.
and
Every time I
Drop
fucking,
his dong on your faces.
dude, every time I fucking race for it, it's been a shit show.
'Cause every time I race for Reem, I beat him.
It must be fucking. Well, like,
Well, you also
that one
raced
time?
Vareem before Sack evening was a thing, and that race is part of the reason why we have a Sack evening
It's
mod.
true.
I win when I race Vareem as Risk 13 gets 3 2-sacks and 4 gets a 4 and 2 5-sacks. Oh, I wonder why I always win.
is that really what happened? Is that how you
it
won
was-
Hermes Cup 1?
Yes.
It was okay.
You-
So he got, I think it was a 2-sack, and then he got a,
Why'd you buy that?
I think he got two 4-sacks, and I got 2 2-sacks. Now I did beat him by 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes, I think.
I feel
So-
like it frequently happens where we as a community trick ourselves into thinking racing without any sort of sack regulation is probably fine
We've
Until
grown
it-
past it.
until it happened. Well, it happened with the relay races as well.
Oh my
Where
god.
we tell ourselves it won't be an issue, and then suddenly it's a
Oh,
very
man.
real issue. And I feel like
True.
it's like it always goes worst case scenario too. It's not like someone getting a 2-sack versus a 3-sack. It's some like a bunch of people get 2-sacks and then some people just get 5 sacks multiple times in a row. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, that was a very cursed event for our team.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that was
Was that the one
very-
you died in?
No, that was the most recent one.
yeah,
okay.
it was the one before Ronnie died.
Mhm.
Ronnie
Yeah, technically
Ronnie's had an
my
unfortunate streak on
Wait,
yeah,
what,
technically
races.
my
What-
my most cursed one.
what weapon did you die on, Ronnie?
We were doing
Fists.
Zophists.
Oh, get fucking owned, dude. PP
Yeah.
off.
Dad was at what 10% health phase 2,
it
and I
was-
got
Oh, you
waved.
died on Dad.
And yeah, it was a wave
Yeah.
into a laser beam and there were also pots. There was literally nowhere to go.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
He
that's rough.
remembers
Very bad.
every frame of it in his mind,
I
photographically.
didn't play Hades the next like 2 days. I was
Understandably
so
so.
sad.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
And it didn't even matter. Like, it was all for fun, team stuff. But like losing 5 minutes when you're about to kill dad in 10 seconds is what felt bad.
And it was funny because Museus was like, the day before, he thought to himself, oh, I could make the DD mod, but
Yeah.
you shouldn't need it.
It was the same with the 5-sec mod. It came out the next
Yeah.
day when he was playing.
Yeah,
I was like,
no,
oh,
it-
come on, damn it.
Exactly.
I'm super
Ronnie's
happy that he
been-
made it, and it's been great. But like the luck has been not there.
I've only been fucked by this exact scenario once. Ronnie's been fucked both times by it. And my heart goes out, brother. Like, holy.
Well, actually, in the first time, myself and Dunko, our team, our fist runner, died as well, and it was like 20 minutes. It was some crazy amount. So yeah, 3 times.
Yeah.
That said, I love the races. I'm super glad we're doing
Oh,
them.
yeah.
yeah.
And it's also been a nice break because I go to every single one of the weekend races usually. I've only missed like 1 or 2, but it's been nice having those like relay races as like breaks. Like I'm not doing the next one, so I
absolutely.
can just watch and chill and vibe.
It's definitely a super cool idea that I'm glad has found itself as a mainstay.
Yeah, I'm glad that Pitts like just put it together.
I had like halfway talked about this, and I think Elo also mentioned it, but I think something that would be really cool to see in relay format would take the top 6 all weapons runners or just like the top 6 or the top runner for each weapon, right? And have them do a relay just like as an exhibition thing. To see like that idea of like a segmented all weapons ran by like the top runners of each weapon. I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, it'd be poke as fuck.
Except when they show up, you tell them that they all have to run the hidden aspect.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Hey, Beowulf's pretty good.
Beowulf's is like super happy, yeah.
Field players are the only players popping off, let me tell you, brother.
Ooh, Lucifer's good. Web's you like
Oh,
good
yeah.
Lucifer, right?
I could do Rama too.
Wrong, yeah. So I guess
Yeah,
sword player,
yeah,
sword
actually,
players
it's,
dying and
you know,
stuff.
Actually, it's just kind of fists and sword.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, we could call up
Nice
Noah to do
3
sword.
witch.
Or not sword.
Oh, true.
Fists.
Yeah, Gilga.
Who does
Noah.
fists?
Bow Noah.
Oh, and Noah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We don't want Gilgamesh lovers around here.
Wait. I will
Pause
not
up, what are you
accept
talking
Noah
about?
slander here.
Yeah.
He's a very kind individual.
Yeah, I love Noah to death.
Man, fuck Rift.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
right? Fuck- Jesus Christ, I hate this
Oh,
So
guy.
why did we-
asshole, dude.
Off topic, but
All right, I thought we were united in our hatred for Gilgamesh.
No,
No,
we are
we-
united
Apparently I
in
was
our
lied
love
to,
of Noah.
asshole.
Get fucked.
yeah. Fucking Noah is one of the people. I'm playing Divinity with some of the Hades boys. It's me, Noah, Croven, and Bright. And
Cursed group.
our it's hilarious. There's a lot of stories coming from it, but currently the way like Noah's the one that's doing all of our bartering and like our trading. He's the one that controls our money. He ended up being the pimp of the group because
What does
We
that
have-
mean?
we have 2
You can
slutty
pimp?
elves, a slutty dwarf, and then Noah, who's just a human dude. And we're giving him all of our money, so he's the pimp of the group, and I love him to death.
Does-
His role fluctuates. Sometimes he's the pimp, sometimes he's the dad, but it's very funny every time.
That is one hell of a swing in roles going from pimp to dad.
Seriously.
Well, sometimes everyone wants a skill book, and Noah has to determine who deserves the skill book the most and how many skill books we can afford. And that's when he puts on the dad hat.
Does he have multiple costumes? Like, are there?
No.
Okay. I don't know
No.
what the variety of outfits there are, but I feel like there must be a fur coat lying around.
God, I hope so. You just look like whatever armor your character's wearing. But yeah,
Okay.
he's Cock McGee, the pimp / dad of the group.
That's his name, Cock
Yes.
McGee.
Yes, we have
Can you-
Cock McGee. Croven didn't bother to change his character's name, so it's some like
He's
default
Croven.
custom
he's-
character name. And then Bright is XD. And then my character is Thoughtalina the dwarf.
Oh my god.
It's a good time. I hope Wright ends up streaming it because I think more people should be able to see this.
Why isn't Bright streaming it aside from
I don't know.
usual
I think
cowardice reasons?
I think he just chose not to, which I mean, fair enough. We usually play after he's done streaming Hades, so I think he just raids someone and drops stream. Which Bright01 is like the most courteous Hades streamer because instead of keeping his Hades viewers whenever he changes game, he raids someone else, stops stream, and then restarts stream.
I mean, I usually just like slam links in the chat, like, "Hey, go watch these nerds."
Yeah, I'll join like a new Discord community, and I see Wrist's promos in there. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Every time. God.
It's
no
smart.
escaping
like, you should do it.
Dirty bastard. Hate Wrist 13. Ah, Christ.
It's in style. All right, well,
Just
I want stream. I want Divinity.
I'll tell him. Streams may start now that we're almost out of Fort Joy. So
yeah, I will say that is like the one part that you probably don't need to stare at.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
Like anyone who knows what Divinity is has seen it. I actually haven't beaten Divinity though.
Yeah,
even though I have 120 hours in it.
I have officially fallen in love with the game. I was a Fort Joy resident from multiple playthroughs before I sat down and played with the group I'm with now. And now that we're like actually getting out of Fort Joy and everyone but me knows what they're doing, it's a great time. It's I have people to hold my hand, take me through. I can do whatever I want with my character. They can do whatever they want with their characters, and oh god, the game is so fun. I recommend Divinity for anyone looking
Divinity
for a game to play with friends. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition.
It's definitely the Tartarus of that game. Because you might find that all of your builds are stinky and you should actually just reset and get a better team composition, which has happened to me a couple times. But
I will say a really nice thing. Divinity 2 has a gift bag system. Basically, there were mods that the community had made that like ended up so popular. Valerian Studios actually built them into the game as optional gift bags that you can turn on. And one of them actually puts a respec mirror in Fort Joy basement. So you only have to make it to the Fort Joy basement, and then you can remake your character if you really want to.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, it's so nice. Everyone has Pet Pal in our party because of one of them. We've got like a bunch of bags in your backpack to sort your inventory better. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in the gift bags. There's some broken stuff.
Oh, we're dying.
There's some good quality of life stuff. Yeah, it's Risk 13. What do you expect?
I think Valerian Studios is also making Baldur's Gate 3, right? 2, 3? 3, right?
Yeah, this would be the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe?
Yep.
I hope so.
I think it's
They've done great things with Divinity, so... Enough Divinity talk and enough talking about every other speedrunner. Ronnie the Bear, how you doing, buddy?
God, I'm doing so good today. It's
you have your power back.
I have my power back. I got a new computer now. I can actually play Hades again. Actually stream again. Hanging out with the boys. Bless. Yeah, it's a good
wait
day.
For more Ronnie streams.
Yeah, and I'm not on the EU schedule anymore, so it'll actually be during the daytime, not at like 3 to 7 a.m. in the morning. I'd seriously stream and then work and then go to sleep, and it wasn't that bad, honestly. Like,
yeah,
not too much different than my normal schedule, just without like a lot of my friends online to talk to.
Yeah, that does suck.
But getting to know all the EU people in the community was nice too, because I didn't know like half the server basically until
there's
whoa, there's actually some pretty pog people.
Super diverse community. There's no like one region that super stands out. There's people all over the place, which is super, super cool.
The funniest part though is like knowing that like New High and Tunis and others were like also on opposite schedules, so they're hanging out with all the American boys.
Yeah.
And I'm, you boys. But shit happens.
Yeah, we do have some honorary Americans based on their sleep schedule.
Honorary Americans.
More New High slander. Fuck New High. Go to sleep, idiot. You're listening. I know you're listening right now. And I know it's 7 a.m. for you and you haven't slept yet. Go to sleep, dumbass.
Fucking stupid bitch. Love you, New High.
Like how earlier we were talking about how like great and supportive a community we are.
Yeah, we are.
So there's
stand
the
by it.
evolution, right? And it's like a lot of functioning friend groups. You join in, not a lot of people know you. Super inviting, want to get to know you, willing to answer all your questions. It's great. That's when you're a white name in the Discord. And then you get your red name, and you've been around for a little while, and you start to know people. And people are still really nice. And then you're a red name for a while. And by the time you're a red name for a while, you know most people know you, and you've managed to peel back the biggest secret in the Hades speedrunning community to the outside, and we're all degenerates. We're all degenerates. We're a collective group of like 3,900 at this point in the Discord. There's 3,900 shitters. We're all shitters.
Never mind. Speaking of being degenerates and white names, I had some new person come by the stream the other day, and we were talking. So for the unfamiliar, Honey Pop 2 just came out. It's Peepog. And I've been playing it with the boys in VC.
It's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
We were talking about it on stream, and this new chick came out. Oh, Pog!
This funny ball.
Noise. This new girl came around, and we were talking about Honey Pop 2, and she was like, "Oh, are women allowed?" And dog, if you don't know, Grace has been watching, and she is the biggest degenerate of all of us.
Dude,
Is she?
Oh, she absolutely is.
Grace pops up, hangs out, and then I dip out for a little bit, and I think Webbs is doing something, so the Honey Pop stream is done, and I look back in Webbs' Discord, and Grace is streaming a different hentai game. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely called out to the public. Wow.
holy.
Oh, nice Meg, dude.
Nice Meg, idiot.
Fucking stupid bitch.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Ronnie.
I will not confirm or deny if I watched any of that Honey Pop 2 stream. That said,
I definitely watched some of it.
No, it's okay. I'll do
Yeah,
it
it was
for
there
you,
for a little
Ronnie,
bit.
because he was absolutely there.
yeah,
No.
I'll pop it in for a bit.
I've been there multiple times. Riss has been there a couple of times. Ronnie's been
Been there
there
once.
You know it's fucked? It's not even about the titties anymore, dude. The
No.
puzzles are just fun. They're good fucking puzzles.
The game, unironically challenging, it's the Dark Souls of titty games. Like,
I'd agree
Noah
with
said that before we dove into it, and then we got deeper and we saw it, like the mechanics
Yeah,
and how
dude.
actually challenging the puzzles were, and he was right.
There's like
Yeah.
complexity
Titty.
to it. I was
I was watching for an hour and I never saw a single pair of tids, and I was a little disappointed. I was like, "Wow, Webbs, get better," but it actually looked just like really hard. So.
Nah, so it started off as a joke, right? But now every time we drop into some Honey Pop, we're like gamer focus.
Yeah, everyone's sitting up. You got 4 eyes on the puzzle looking for optimal moves. We gotta figure out the gifts we give before we dive in. Gotta have good gifts
Fierce
prepped
but
as well.
respectful debates about what the next best move is.
Yeah,
Bo-
like,
Bo
and
was
then you
giving
got
the
New
dad
High in
advice
the
on,
corner, like, oh, I'm just trying to see some titties, dog.
New High is frequently the horniest of the bunch, I will say.
And then Vera
wrong with
unmutes
that.
every like 30 minutes. He's like, boobies, and then mutes again.
Goes back to Photoshop. It's fine.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
Ronnie-
so for those of you who aren't in Webbs' Discord, that's what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
A little plug for
Join
Webbs.
in. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a
sorry,
great
I didn't mean to go on a whole tangent about it, but
time. No, it's fine.
I mean, I feel like it's an important part of the community now. So
Absolutely.
for sure.
Ronnie, I have a question for you.
Hey, what's up, bud?
So you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, fresh red named in the community, and you see Hermes Cup and you think, man, I'd like to join in on that. And you get brought in. I think you were one of the guest seeds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wild
well,
card.
Yeah, you were one of the
people who
wild cards.
didn't
and
have to qualify.
You get in, and you're excited. You're gonna be on stage. You get to participate in this event. You've been watching for a little bit, and then the bracket gets published, and you see your round 1 is the previous mentioned Pabloization. How does that feel?
If I remember, the Discord message that I sent to my friends was, "Yo, guys, I got into this thing, but I'm also playing the #1 player in the world. Lol." That's how it felt. That's the approach I took with it. And honestly, it was a bit of peace of mind. I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm winning, So I'm just gonna go do my best, have fun. It's actually a bit stress free. And then the man fucking fishes on me in Elysium, and that changes everything. Now my whole outlook
Yeah.
is
Gamer rage.
I had a family, I had friends watching. You know, I had supporters here who, you know, saw
And
my world.
this
get
asshole
turned
pulls out
upside
his
down.
rod of fishing in
Yeah.
the ugly green biome,
He's
and he
playing-
flexes on you.
He's playing a card game while picking aspects because he just cares
Right,
that
was
little
against you.
about me, you know.
Yeah.
So we did our best to stay positive, and I think I did okay. Honestly, my times weren't that bad. TBH.
No, they were
Yeah,
good.
no. Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh darn, yeah. That was a bit of an introduction to beat Bob Load right away. A bit of a wake up call, but like I'm still here. I did, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like it made me quit or
Absolutely.
anything. I still had a great time, and I was able to say, hey, I was on Hermes Cup 3, so fuck, hell
True.
yeah.
Ronnie, I'll never forget the exchange we had after that. It was after you got your fucking cheekies clapped, PP laugh, and then you messaged me in my Discord and you were like, please avenge me. And I was like, I got you, baby boy.
That's right.
And I had you, baby boy.
You did. It was a justice for Ronnie.
Hermes Cup 3 was a wild timeline.
Yeah, they had so
Honestly,
many
like-
strong narratives. I liked it.
Ah, that was sick. Wrist had his stupid trainee art going.
The dumb supervillain narrative.
Dunko was on a revenge story. Bablo, the returning tyrant, taking fresh blood in the form of Ronnie the Bear. Webb's 2D, up and comer, big on the scene, coming in hot, the dark horse of the race. And it came out to a super interesting finals, I gotta say.
Yeah, Hermes Cup was a blast to watch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I will say my friends did end up watching the rest of the Hermes Cup because they had so much fun with
Oh, that's sick.
like yeah,
Super
they,
sick.
they still came up and like supported, especially Webbs. I was like, yo, go support my baby boy because he's about to avenge me. They were there for the storylines and the storylines only. So
Speaking of, did
Okay.
I ever told you my grandma watched the finals, so she
Aw.
she watched me get my fucking cheese clap.
Dude, that was a good finals.
My mind went
Putting
to a
the
bad place
game
for
four?
Dude, it was
you
like
said you said speaking of dead, and then
oh
My grandma. Whoa.
you have to understand Webbs.
no, I get it, but I thought it was super fun. Like the one match she watches is the one I
Right.
lose. Thanks, Maul. Love you.
I'm assuming Ronnie, your friends tuned out for the third place match between me and Museus.
I think
I
we
don't
all
even think
did.
yeah.
Shit post the match.
If I'm
I
gonna,
fell asleep during it, Riz. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was just so much Hades. There is such a thing as too much Hades in one night, and that
It was
was
an
it.
excessive amount.
No. It was so much unnecessary Hades.
yeah. Just knowing how much everyone else practiced, and then to see you two just buffoons.
Clown around.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
While
for me,
waiting
even.
for your finals match too. I'm so sorry for you, Webbs. Still.
It was fuck me. I said it last time. Fuck Museus, dude. God, I can't stand this beautiful man.
Hey, we in the alignment chart, we slammed Museus directly into lawful evil.
He is.
Yeah,
Very
That's-
lawful evil.
very accurate.
Very reliable, understandable kind of supervillain.
All right, so last segue, and then we can move on to media, right? What are we looking like on time?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
I'm like hour-ish in? Hour
Okay.
something?
yeah, we got.
I like that every time we refer to like, oh, how much time do we have, or like the thing we wrote down, we kind of are hand waving it as giving the viewers a peek behind the curtain, but really
It
it's
is.
just our own lack of professionalism
Yeah.
and podcasting
No,
ability.
no. It's a peak for them.
All right, so how many questions? 4 questions, Ronnie. Whom's
Yeah,
the fuck are you? What Overwatch? Who bear? Duh.
Duh with let's see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 question marks. Okay, that changes the
yes.
tone a bit. Okay.
Duh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
1. Whom's the fuck are you? Duh. Well,
Yeah, I feel like-
I am Norwegian, mostly. So
Oh, sick.
da.
What?
Fuck.
Oh.
All right, question 1 down. Overwatch.
Easy.
What is it?
Well, yeah. Well, hold on. The thing is, I was gonna say when we were writing this down. Well, usually when we have guests on, we know a lot about them. So we're like, okay, let's get all the like garbage, generally expected kinds of questions out of the way that they've already probably been asked and answered multiple times. But as we were writing stuff down for you, we were like, we don't know a lot about Ronnie. Where did he come from?
Don't say we. Wrist who megaloled you out the door.
Yeah, Riz definitely who
Who
megaloled you.
megalol? I don't know a lot about your past or like where you like
That's
what
fair.
you
That's fair.
do.
Yeah, that's the
or,
definition of
like-
who megaloling someone.
well, yeah, but like
Yes.
unless I'm not privy to this information,
Dude, PP
I mean,
left.
I-
He doesn't know.
You left.
I
He
mean,
didn't know.
I don't know.
That's fine. Let me give you the 411 on
Educate
Ronnie
me
just real quick.
on Ronnie the Bear.
Yeah. So the name's not actually Ronnie. I'll tell you that much, which might blow your mind.
Whoa.
Blue Webs is mine a couple weeks ago. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it still fucked me up.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a bit.
Your name is Bear? What the fuck?
Rar. Rar.
XD nuzzles.
No, I'm actually a sneaky little snake. If you can't tell by my PFT. No. Okay. Real talk. Name's Eric from the Pacific Northwest, 29. I do web development stuff. Have been for like 9 years or so.
Just reading as your Tinder bio.
Nah. Fuck Tinder.
No, it's his resume actually.
Okay.
I know, right? It's like I feel
Well,
like
let's
I
fucking
need to
go.
follow up with some kind of job related question, like
No, please don't.
like
Oh,
how are you
God.
with TPS
Please
reports? Yeah.
don't. Never
What
turn them in.
interests you
fuck
in our
'em.
company?
Uh,
That's the
Why
worst.
did you
That's-
apply to us?
Interviewers, fuck you if you ask that in an interview. You're the worst.
Exactly.
Kids idiotic.
game a shit ton. Obviously, have way too many hobbies, but now speedrunning is one of them. I've been into speedrunning for like 13 years. Like
Oh,
I'm
close.
yeah. No, GDQ is like never speedrunning anything though. So this is my first actual speedrun game, which is kind of wild.
Dude, nice.
But yeah, I still remember GDQ being like 2 couches and like 5 nerds just getting mad at each other. It was great.
yes.
That was the primo time. So yeah, fuck. Now I'm here to just vibe. It's basically what it turned into. Second question: what is Overwatch? Some bitch has RonnieDaBearOW already as a name, so I at the time, as it goes, right? So I just had to throw on that OW in there, and it was also
Wait,
like,
hold on. If your name is Eric, why is your name Ronnie the Bear?
great question.
Because of a bear named Ronnie. I don't.
Nope,
what do you-
I don't see.
Satan doesn't get it.
What?
Do you know Webs?
No. It's your cat's
What?
name?
Really? Dude, it's straight up. Oh my god. Okay, so if you go to twitch.tv/RonnieDaBearOW, it's literally one of my tiles there. But I'll explain it for all the people at home. So my
We don't
favorite.
read that shit.
I know who actually does. No. My
one.
favorite, absolute favorite piece of media, comedy media, is this thing called Wizard People Dear Reader, which is an overdub of the entire first Harry Potter movie. Of
Holy
which
shit.
yeah, and I share it to everyone. I do annual viewings and have drinking games. It's always a good time. No one's not liked it. I'll share it with you guys someday if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
And
Next media item.
oh, it's incredible.
God, I
I've
can't
had-
wait to
I've-
have Ronnie on again. It's gonna be
I've
sick.
forced people to watch it with me that are like pissed off that I made them watch it, and then afterwards they're like messaging all their friends, right? So not to hype it up too much, but I love it. Anyway, so I look like Ron Weasley. At least I used to. So
I was going to say,
Ronnie
that
the
has
Bear.
definitely changed.
Oh yeah, no, I look like Ron's dad at like 48 or something. Who knows? Yeah. He was my doppelganger during the movies. Let's just say that. So when I was a kid,
okay.
right? That's changed, you fucker. So yeah, they call him Ronnie the Bear, and that's the whole story behind the name. Nothing more, nothing less. There actually has nothing to do with bears.
Where'd the bear come from?
Because Ron Weasley, and so he just started naming animals. Ronnie the Weasel, Ronnie the Bear. It depends. You'll have to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
That's always a long-winded answer I have to give, but it's always worth to tell the whole thing because
I
people
feel,
are always
about
wondering if I'm like really into bears or something. I'm like, nah, just
I feel like I've been enlightened, and I don't know if I'm happy or empty. You know?
Right.
I feel like there's more to discover before we determine how empty or not empty we are.
yeah. When the curtain's lifted,
I wanna watch
sometimes you
this
don't
movie.
like what you see,
Yeah, same.
but I think you'll,
Yeah,
you'll
right.
love the movie.
What did get you into Hades? Out of curiosity.
Honestly, I was looking for a Switch game,
Ah.
and yeah, it like happenstance. So I had my first 100 hours in Hades on the Switch, and I was playing. A lot of my buddies were into the game, so we're sharing our times. It really wasn't fast, and I mean, it was during COVID time, right? It was October-ish, and
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
during that time I was doing a bunch of like mental health stuff and just a bunch of stuff to work on me, and so that was like a game I'd throw on sometimes, and just the story was so fucking good. I loved every minute of it. I'm a big music nerd, so Darren
Nice.
Korb's work was chef's kiss again. Love that guy. And then eventually I was like, wait, I'm actually pretty fucking good at this game because I'm kicking all of my friends' asses when we actually post our times. And so I actually checked out the speedrunning Discord. Actually, I checked out Wrist's content probably first.
I'm
actually.
so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Well, no, he's very professional in some of his content. It wasn't a Twitch stream. It was the YouTube
wasn't a
like
Twitch stream.
guides.
On the YouTube.
Yeah,
Right.
because during 1.0, you guys did a lot of content. Like there's some Vareem stuff, some Alien stuff, some Wrist stuff. So I was like, yeah, these guys are pretty cool. And stuck around.
Funny enough,
I know the truth.
Riss was like, when I got into playing and speedrunning Hades, Riss was the total Humega lol to me. Because like I only knew Vareem and Halion when I got into it. Riss wasn't like a first point of contact for me. And
Who's this
Uh,
weirdo?
why is he just posting eyes in my chat? I don't get it.
I love the eyes emote, dude.
Why does he always capitalize lol?
Dude, I hate that you do. You've got me doing that shit now.
It's got
and
me doing it too
Yeah,
because
right.
Spreading, it's amazing.
Like-
It's good.
a lowercase lol feels passive aggressive now because of Riss 13. Like,
Yeah.
I have to capitalize it.
Exactly.
I feel
Not
like
Same
I'm
with
only-
Lamau.
no. I
Are we
feel like
putting it
I'm
in titles?
stealing from Wrist whenever I do the capital lol. You know, it's like
Yeah, it is.
trademarked at this point.
You know, of all people to steal from, I think it's okay to steal from Riss. if we're being
It's
honest.
true, especially since it's not really mine. It is funny though because I have that alt. I have an alt account, which
Yeah.
and some people I can't remember who. Maybe it was you, Webs. I can't remember. Like someone guessed that it was me,
Yeah.
just based on the fact that I was typing LOL. This
Yeah,
was
that
before
was-
I told people that was
That was me.
that you. Okay,
Yeah.
very
I
perceptive
learned
gamer.
the dirty little secret because of Halion's chat.
I think what's wild to me is like not only are people putting it in titles and stuff, but people like me are saying it out loud too, which is the next level lolness.
It's pretty degenerate. I'm
Yeah.
working to erode the English language into nonsense and
Then why do you keep pulling out your dictionary every time you have to speak Riss?
just to let everyone know that if there's anyone to erode the English language, that I have a right to it.
No.
It's a
fuck
good
you.
point, actually.
damn it.
No, I'll give him.
Put the
I'll give him
dictionary
that
away, you
point.
stupid nerd.
On that note, hey, you were here for Hades. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out,
thanks
everybody.
for being
Appreciate you.
here,
It's time for that
weirdos.
section that's only for us.
Yeah.
The media section.
Now get the fuck out.
Bye bye.
Later.
It's always like 2/3 in where the engagement just drops
yeah.
off.
Yeah, maybe don't
We're
insult your
actually
viewers.
shoving people out the door. I mean, we kind of have to. I mean, they,
Yeah, like,
Close up.
at this point, we're on episode 5. People know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
They're sitting there waiting
yeah,
for
you
the
get
talk.
2/3 of the way through, and it's
you know what's
over.
up though.
I feel like a lot of people know what's
I
up
don't
by
know.
now.
I feel like I've seen this heard this in a few podcasts, but it seems to be common practice for podcasters to act as though, at least to some small degree, that this is the first time a viewer has stepped into their podcast. They always say
true.
like, "Oh, for anyone who has never seen this or listened to this podcast before, this is what we do. This is how we do it." And they'll sometimes like throw some stuff in.
Nah, dog. We don't give a fuck about white names over here.
Oh,
True. That's right.
Peace,
All right,
Maglove.
we've officially
Ah.
we've changed the scene. Let's talk about the thing that we all watched. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Intro it in. Explain why you wanted us to watch it.
Yeah. So the movie that I had us all watch for this week is Fargo by the Coen brothers. Honestly, the biggest reason that I wanted to watch Fargo is because I've watched all 4 seasons of the television show, but I never watched the movie, which is very weird. And after rewatching the first season of the television show, a lot of things made sense because the first season of the television show referenced a lot of the stuff in the first in the movie. And so this gave me a nice excuse to see where this TV show that I really like came from, and I got to.
That's fair. I kind of feel like I want to watch the show after having watched the movie. Truth be told, it certainly is a movie.
Yeah, I'm on the total opposite end of the spectrum, where this movie gave me no interest in wanting to watch the TV show.
It was very weird to see William H. Macy as anyone other than Frank Gallagher from Shameless.
Yeah.
Love Shameless to death. That was
Oh,
like my
that's
big
him?
exposure
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Holy shit!
See, now
Yeah,
now you
right?
realize he's a good actor, because like, what a
Yeah.
chameleon of roles.
Holy shit.
Thing is,
Yeah.
I've barely watched Shameless, and I don't know his name. But when you drew the line between the two works, I was like, oh, that's who that is.
You can
I know
see
what
the
you're
two
talking
different faces.
Yes.
Because he looks very different in Shameless than he does in
Oh, yeah.
Fargo.
For sure.
It's literally Bo Noah as dad and as the pimp.
Damn it.
This is William H. Macy in those 2 shows.
It's, I don't know, it was a weird viewing experience. It was hate to bring this back up, but it was a very Risk 13 viewing experience.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I got that Risk liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't recommend it because I liked it, because I'd never seen it before. So,
Did you like it?
so my relationship with the movie is, like, I think completely unique to all of you, because again, my interest comes from something else that came from it. So
Right.
watching it no matter what would be a pretty good experience for me. Plus, I like the Coen brothers, and
That's fair.
I kind of like their style. So did I love it? I don't think I did. Like, I'll just say it right out. I didn't love the movie. However, having watched the shows, I understand. I have a better sense of where those shows got the direction that they have now.
Right.
And for that, I appreciate it, sort of in a weird, backwards, retroactive sense.
Yeah.
It was funny to see the actors that were in it, like fucking Steve Buscemi and William H. Macy is previously mentioned.
Peter Stormare.
Cool.
Yeah.
Since we brought him up, I want to say I thought this movie was boring as shit. I have very little to say about it, right? I thought it was boring as shit. The only enjoyment I got out of it, spoilers by the way, was when Steve Buscemi got shoved into a fucking wood chipper.
That was very funny.
My relationship with this movie is, I guess, different than everyone's then. So I've seen this many times before, but it'd been a little while since I've seen it.
You seem to indicate that.
Yeah, and I really like this movie. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I know these people. This is not just a movie about, what the movie's actually about. It's the location and the people and the situation they're put in. And so, to hear all these people, Marge Gunderson and, oh yeah, you bet, like all those things that are Scandinavian, Minnesotan is like very much ingrained into like my childhood and like my family. So
Yeah,
seeing
that's
this
fair.
like grisly murder with the juxtaposition of like, what if you knew these people and they were nice? And, like that kind of back and forth is what really made me like this movie the most, I think. Not to mention just the Coen brothers. I mean, it was done fucking
It
brilliantly.
does seem like a very regional movie now that you mention it.
Yeah, I think if I had any attachment to the Midwest whatsoever, I would feel pretty differently about it.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
from
really
there,
have
the
any.
Coen brothers, and that's why I think
Oh, really?
it feels a little more personal than you might suggest. Not
Interesting.
specifically Fargo, but
Yeah,
somewhere in,
but
bumfuck wherever in Minnesota.
yeah, I get that. I understand that because like a movie where like something fucked happens in like a small town in the South, right? I get that
Yeah.
feeling of, yeah, I know these people. Like I can see this, right? Because I grew up in a small town in the South, right? Like I get it. But having not grown up anywhere near the Midwest, I definitely get I feel like a lot of the humor was the juxtaposition of the grisly things with, people from the Midwest being, they've got the accent, the accent I think sort of lends to like a sort of like sweet and innocent idea. So I definitely think the movie, I definitely got that part of it, right? But again, I have no real attachment to the region, so I think that hurts it for me personally as a viewer.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm sure if you change the setting to like New Orleans and slap some like fucking Couillon accent on that shit, I'd be
Right.
loving it. But it just didn't hit the same for me.
It's not a very. It's a very. There's not a lot going on in the movie, which normally sounds like a bad thing. I think for this movie it was a good thing. It's felt very stripped down in like the cinematography, because like the camera moves so little. It basically they're like, I can only think of a couple scenes where the camera even shifts the frame. It's just all very still, and that's kind of also reflected in how the scenes are, because the camera does just like stick around and you get like not just the important parts of the conversation, but the really unimportant parts of the conversation where people are just, saying, yeah, uh-huh, mm-hmm. How was that? And I don't know. Go on.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna bitch. You can finish what you were saying real quick.
No, it's just, and even though I'm not from those areas or even near them, I guess despite that, I can appreciate how regional it is, I guess, or like I can put myself in the position of, this is what it's like for a lot of people. And so that made the I guess the general like grisliness and really understated horror of everything that happened more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
It almost felt like a character piece.
It's weird to hear you say horror, because like at no point did I feel like there was any immediate danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get that.
Because it's just like shit just happens, and it just all felt kind of wacky. It felt more like a dry comedy instead of like a.
Yeah, I will say I think maybe the idea of shit just happening, like that's kind of how it happens in real life. There's not the dramatic build.
Yeah, I think that's the main
that shit
thrust of the
just
movie,
kind of
right?
happens.
Like it just happens.
Yeah.
I think I'm forgetting his name. Buscemi's partner. That he was like the character. Stormare. He was the exact characterization of that, where he had no reason to do the things he did. Just she wouldn't shut up, or he saw her face. Like he was like the agent of chaos, basically.
Yeah.
He really was the Museus of Fargo.
Oh my god. Oh god,
Yeah,
who's Steve Buscemi in that situation? Museus chucking in the wood chipper.
Like in the final scene where the sheriff is driving Stormare back, and she's just like, I don't get it. I don't know why you people do this.
Right.
There's no reason to do this.
Yeah.
And, like there's no big realization at the end where someone's like, oh my god, this is why they do this, or something like that, or it just like ends. It happens, and then it goes away. And so the fact that it's not, I guess it's kind of tired to say something like this, but it's not supposed to be terribly interesting. It's just like, this is what happens, and this can happen, and there doesn't really need to be a reason for it. And it can happen here in this like quiet little town where nothing happens.
Yeah, I get that, and I think that's probably why I found
It doesn't glamorize it, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why I found it boring, though. Just because that's not why I watch movies, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I understand it's supposed to, or how do I phrase this? I'm glad we're talking about it, because
yeah, for sure.
it never set into my mind that yeah, this was supposed to feel more realistic, like shit like this can't just happen. And it makes a lot of sense to hear someone say it, but like the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, dude, I'm so fucking bored.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's to harken back to Devil All the Time.
Mhm.
I think they do the violence just kind of happens in everyday life, and like this stuff just kind of happens in two different ways.
Yeah.
Because Fargo really hammers, to me at least, hammers down the idea of this stuff can just happen. It can happen anywhere. There doesn't have to be a reason behind it. And I feel like the difference for The Devil All the Time is the story sort of shows you why the stuff is happening. It never explains it, but it sort of gives you an idea for a lot of it, like why it's happening. And I think, Ronnie, you hadn't seen it, so I'm not going to go too into detail about it. But I think for the average viewer going into it, I think very realistic horror stuff is done a little bit better. If at the very least you're able to, as a viewer, connect those dots. Like, I think humans, as a species, want to know the why a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Which that's also sort of the fucked thing with life, is sometimes there is no why, right? And that can be really hard to cope with. But I think from a viewer, being given some semblance of why really benefits the product a lot more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've got two things that I want to touch on. I mean, first, I wouldn't fault anyone for thinking the movie was boring and not liking it, honestly. Like, I get that totally. So the one, I guess, in context thing I wanted to bring up was, part of it was like, not only was this happening in a town that was like, doesn't see much of this, but it was the perpetrator of the entire like scheme was William H. Macy. Right. And he is someone who's supposed to be, you know, the mastermind of this plot. And still, because he is this Midwesterner guy that really doesn't know nothing, he is so shit at pulling off crime. He didn't even have their fucking phone numbers to call off the heist of his wife.
Yeah.
God, like, I fucking hated this dude so much.
Right? Like,
The worst liar in the world.
Yeah.
How about that true coat, huh? You know, just what a fucking punchable little face he made himself be out to be, right? But that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
Even though it does happen, and it can happen to normal people, sometimes the normal people perpetrating it, sometimes the evil just isn't there. It's just hidden between, you know.
Yeah.
It's almost out of necessity, because he was going to go bankrupt, and he was trying to think of this stupid,
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say,
stupid way to come up. And
my second favorite scene, aside from Buscemi getting fucked on, is when they finally catch Homeboy trying to crawl out the window.
Yeah.
And he's just crying in the fucking bed.
Right.
Screaming like a little bitch.
Yeah. I was like, dude, finally. Thank God.
On what you just said, Ronnie, and this is like, I guess, some memes from the TV show as well, and this is actually kind of what I appreciated. One of the things I appreciated is that sometimes people just fuck up. Like, there's so, like, people are inept, right? People are actually just bad at doing things, and things don't go the way you want them to. And this will happen whether or not you're a really important character or whether you're just some schmuck. And that's a recurring theme, I think, throughout pretty much all of the seasons of Fargo. There's a lot of ordinary people trying to do things that only badasses should do.
like Dennis Reynolds trying to blackmail, right? Which went terribly.
Yes.
The second thing I wanted to point out, which is like totally stupid, but I've seen the movie so many times, sometimes you don't catch some things, is the fact that they showed so many people eating. There are so many eating scenes.
Yeah.
There's breakfast, they go see a murder, now there's lunch, and then they even had one scene where there was up to 4 different characters. They showed them eating back to back to back to back, which you never would notice it, but it's like, how much more fucking mundane can you get in terms of showing something happening, right?
No, trust me. If you're bored out of your fucking mind watching this movie, you notice it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they still eating?
That's what I'm saying, goddammit. You know, one of my, speaking of like food scenes or whatever, like restaurant scenes, I hated the scene where the fucking sheriff goes to meet like the dude she used to know in high school.
That was weird.
That one was weird.
Oh yeah,
It made me so
That was a weird scene.
It made me
that was
so
an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah, it made me so uncomfortable. Coupled with the fact that all the shit he said just wasn't true.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those like subplots that didn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? It just felt pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess a light word on that, and this comes from a little bit of reading I did, and it makes a little bit of sense.
Mhm.
There's a lot of emphasis on, I guess, relationship in Fargo. The I can't remember his name. The main character, the guy who was perpetrating the plot, like his relationship with his wife, the two thugs, their relationship, like the one guy tries to get him to talk, the other guy doesn't, and everyone's sort of, I guess, looking for connection in some way. And I actually never noticed this, but I can't remember who made the video, but the cinematography kind of supports this. There's a lot of shots where people are just kind of alone in the frame, and I never noticed it while I was watching because I was just watching. But some of the very few shots where characters are in the frame was with like the sheriff and her husband. They're always like in the frame together, and that happens very rarely in the entire movie.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Very interesting.
I didn't catch that.
I mean, I wouldn't have. Again, I didn't either. This was pointed out to me in a video, but it makes a lot of sense. And I kind of want to watch it again just to see how that reads if I'm looking at it scene by scene.
Yeah. Well, given that,
that kind of context might contextualize this weirdo
yeah,
Right.
a little bit, because he tries to actually it was in that video where we pointed out like this guy tried to slide. Basically, he tried to slide into the scene like on the being in the same shot as the sheriff, and that made her really uncomfortable.
That's right.
And then when he did that, obviously, him being there would make anyone uncomfortable. But from a cinematography perspective, like he was also edging in on something that's very special to the movie, and then went back to sort of like just the raw shot reverse shot.
Yeah. No, given all that context, that makes it makes a lot more. I still don't like the scene because it makes me uncomfortable, right? But
Right.
given that
Yeah.
context, it makes a lot more sense, and I can appreciate it a little more.
I think a lot of and this is going to be incredibly obvious, but like isolation is such a prevalent part, not of necessarily the context of the movie, but just like the shots that they do. Like,
Yeah.
Not to give away anything much about the show, but like every start of every episode is some car driving in the snow alone on a highway. And you just get this feeling of like you're going to watch something that's in this desolate place where no one can help you except yourself or the people you know. And it kind of, in terms of like the culture of like Scandinavian people, like they're very much kind of like that too, where they're tight with their family, but it's definitely a very if you hug a Scandinavian, you're basically hugging a piece of wood. You're a board. It's not a very warm kind of place. Kind of, the cold really gets into your bones, I guess is what I'm trying to say normally. So even though there is all those niceties and the yeah, sure, you betches, there's still that level of distance between people.
Yeah, okay.
Generally. Oh, I love the accents. If anything, that was the funniest part about the whole thing.
It is a fun accent to listen to.
Yeah. Ronnie, you're good at this whole like talking about movies thing. We should have you on for media more.
I love media. I love
absolutely
talking about this shit.
I'm assuming that no one else aside from Ronnie watched the first season of Fargo.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Even though I'm into that kind of shit, I would recommend it. It was a great time. It was also not like the movie in a lot of ways. It had a lot of the same themes, but the characters are more. What's a better way to put it? There's definitely
rambunctious.
Stakes. Yeah, rambunctious. There's definitely much higher stakes to be had than what was in the movie, and like a lot of oh shit moments. And there's still points where it's like, why are these people saying this? They feel like talking heads. Kind of had that. They're just trying to make a point, but I wasn't expecting to like it, and I absolutely loved it.
I will say
The
after
show is. Sorry, go on.
I will say after having talked about the movie and having this conversation, I'm definitely more interested in watching the show. But during my viewing process of the movie, I was nowhere near interested in touching it.
That's fair. The show is directed by, or not direct, maybe it's directed, created at least, and sometimes directed by, I think, what's his name? Noah Hawley? Yeah, Noah Hawley, who also did Legion, if anyone has seen Legion or heard of Legion.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it.
I don't know what it is.
It's super good. It's, as soon as the words, like, Marvel leave my mouth, a lot of people check out. But it is Marvel in, it's not even Marvel. It's just like, it's Legion basically follows this dude who I think is supposed to be the son of Xavier or something like that. Professor Xavier from the X-Men.
Yeah.
And he has some super powerful telepathic bullshit. And it's stylish as fuck. Like the whole, 50% of it is basically a music video.
Oh, cool.
And it's a wild ass ride. I highly recommend it. And this is by the same guy as the person who did Fargo and vice versa.
Interesting.
Sure. When did when the Fargo TV show come out? If you know by chance.
Recent enough.
All right, fair point.
I don't know how to explain.
2014.
That's not too bad. Okay, I didn't know if it was like super old as well, or you know.
It's not super old, but I just finished rewatching the first season as well, and it's as good as I remember it, if not a little bit better.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely add it to the list then.
Martin Freeman is the main character in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, Pog,
That
is he?
surprised me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
He's
all
just
you
gonna
had
do
to
that
say, dude. I'm
crazy
in.
accent.
I love Martin
I
Freeman.
mentioned this before.
Did you? I don't listen when you talk.
I think so.
I don't blame you.
You watch Martin Freeman be Martin Freeman, and you can watch Billy Bob Thornton be
Oh,
the
Pog,
coolest.
Billy Bob
terrifying
Thornton's
devil.
in it, dude.
He is such a cool character.
I love
he is
Billy
a
Bob
great
Thornton.
character.
We were talking about Agents of Chaos. He's like an agent of chaos that
He's the devil.
is the yeah.
Who does
Oh,
who
the
does
way he
play?
fucked with people.
Does he play
so
the
good.
partner that like shoots people?
The partner. He's the devil.
The devil?
It's
Imagine
not
a character who would
one-to-one.
be the devil, and he is it.
Okay.
Like he takes things to a biblical proportion of fucking with people.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
It's not a one-to-one of the movie and story. It's
Yeah, I got you. I was,
So they're
sorry,
not,
I was a little confused.
yeah. Speaking of Legion, I just remembered Bo and Noah. Was talking really highly about that as well.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's good. It's finished. I think there are only 3 seasons. I've yet to watch the 3rd season, but the 1st and 2nd season are really good. I want to watch the 3rd one.
You know, I need a show to fill the void left behind by Mr. Robot when I finished it. I may check it out.
Fargo or
Legion.
Legion?
Maybe
both.
I'll check
They're
out
both by the
Fargo
same
at
person.
a later time.
If you like one, you'll probably like the other.
Yeah, I'll watch Legion first.
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. Mr. Robot still has me upset. I'm sorry, but
That's fine.
it was so good until it wasn't. You know what I mean?
I didn't love the ending, but I liked the rest of the show enough to the point where I was like, it's fine.
It was just the back
It
half
has to
that
end.
upset me. Like, I don't know. I thought one was a great
Gotta burn a hole in
self-contained
this nigga.
story. 2 expanded upon it a good bit, and then it started to get a little weird. 3 is where they got a little too down the rabbit hole for me, and then 4 was just more of 3, and I just wasn't a fan.
I think it did get a little bit ahead of itself, but that's a conversation for another time.
Absolutely.
Watch Mr. Robot in any case. It's a
Yeah,
good show.
I do give it a recommendation despite my bitching.
Boy, is it wrap up time, boys? Are we done?
I think it might
so.
be wrap up time. Closing thoughts on Fargo. Give it your numbered score and all that good stuff, boys.
Numbered score is the most accurate way to score.
Can I go first?
You can go
Yeah,
first.
go for it.
It was a
0 out of 10.
It was your 4, stinky. Okay, next.
I my lowest rating on the show, but I think I'll give it like a 5. I don't know. Didn't hate the experience. I'm decidedly value neutral on it. There was some cool stuff to talk about here, but purely from a viewing experience. And again, I think my rating would definitely change. If you change the setting or change where I personally grew up, I think this would be a very different opinion. But all things considered, I gotta land on the 5.
I think Fargo is one of those movies that is more an experience than a ride.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going in expecting to be entertained in like a moment to moment kind of way, I think you'll walk away extremely disappointed. I think there's a lot of subtleties about the movie that are worth appreciating. I think we've talked about some of them. It also influenced a really, really great TV show. So I'm not sure if that should necessarily count towards final score, but for me it is, because that's the reason I wanted to watch it. And having finally watched the movie after having seen all 4 seasons of the TV show, I can definitely appreciate where some of the direction from the show comes from. So I'd probably I'll give it, it's so hard to give it a numerical rating. I'd give it a 7, but I'd give it a 7 in like a weird, I recommend this highly for very specific kinds of people and not at all for other kinds of people. So consider it a sliding scale, and it averages at around a 7.
I guess for me, I wouldn't rate this in any way thinking about recommendations. Just from my personal experience, I definitely just give it an 8 out of 10. But obviously, you've heard me talk about it, so you can kind of tell my brain focuses really, really inwardly on movies, whether it needs to go there or not. That's just how my brain goes. So
yeah, that's fine. People experience movies differently.
Yeah, it's hard for me to give anything, 5 out of 10 unless it's like actually trashed here. So
you haven't seen Katana Gatari.
Sure haven't.
I think to really quick touch on my 5. I tend to rate things on a 1 being the absolute worst thing I've ever seen, and a 10 being up there in my top X of all time, and it's sort of that range from there. 5 is mediocre, and like that's not a bad thing, not a good thing. Just it is what it is, right?
Yeah, same.
I think a lot of people tend to want to give bigger numbers to things, but I think that's disingenuous. I think it was a 5. That's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Shows are fine being a 5.
The fact that there's 4 people talking about this means you heard everyone's experience with it, and now you get the rating.
Yeah.
And that's what reviews should be.
Assuming anyone makes it this far, which they haven't.
No one watches this part.
Thank you, one person who left this on and fell asleep at the keyboard.
Thank you, Mom, for listening. Love you.
I'm
just kidding. She won't
shit.
watch this.
My family doesn't even know I do this. Pog.
Neither does mine. They never do. All right, well, this will be the part where I read the prepared outro. However, I did not prepare an outro, so consider this it.
Ronnie, real quick, do you have anything you want to plug before we wrap everything?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thanks for the invite. This was fun. Had a good time.
Absolutely.
If you want to find me, you'll know where to find me. That's all I'll say.
No.
What a
Pussy boy.
gamer.
If you want to watch Ronald the Bear, go to Ronnie, RONNIE, DA, Bear. You know how to spell bear. Twitch.tv. Poggers.
You're so
Overwatch.
close.
You got
You're so
OW.
close. Yeah.
OW.
OW.
RonnieDaBearOW.
God damn it, we were so close.
I can't. Dude, every time I've been on Jerd's channel, I have to remind him every time.
The OW.
Every time. Because otherwise people are going to Overwatch, yeah. Because there's actually a Twitch. That's why I didn't get the name right. Anyways,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, you can check me out there. Due to stream soon TM once I'm mentally available for it.
I mean, remember, this is being released like a week from now, so it might have already happened.
Might have happened, may not have. Who knows? Follow Blood and Talkness on Twitter. The words and things and stuff about that.
Professionalism.
Us on Twitter, go on Spotify.
You know the
drill. Socials in the
We're-
description.
There's the socials. Follow us. Follow Ronnie. Check out Ronnie's streams. Absolute gem.
You know what? If you have to go to the store and like buy some milk, just leave the podcast on. It really helps with our analytics. It's great.
See what you're saying,
we're
but
looking
but
to-
no one's here to hear it.
You know, Guardian
open
Reborn,
with
I
that.
know you throw us on and do some verifications. You're probably listening. Let's go, Guardian. Shoutouts to Guardian.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
All right. Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Do we know what we're? Hold on. Do we
Oh.
know what we're watching next?
Oh,
next,
no fucking
episode?
idea. Who?
I think it's my
Who's
turn
next?
Yeah, it's
again.
your turn.
Now that
Same.
I think I'm allowed to hop into the
Yeah.
rotation now.
Yeah. Same. I know we haven't prepared this, but what
You
are we
know?
watching?
Have you guys seen Baby Driver?
I have.
Have not.
All right. Webs, are you opposed to watching Baby
No,
Driver
I'm down
again?
to watch it again.
Sick. I love Edgar Wright. We very recently watched Scott Pilgrim in Webbs' Discord, and it makes me want to
yeah,
watch
Paul.
another Edgar Wright movie.
I do
So,
love Edgar Wright.
Baby Driver it is.
All right.
The movie's
Baby
incredible.
Driver. I'm the only.
That's my
All right.
plug. That's a 9 out of 10 from me, since I won't be here for the next media section.
Oh, I-
Love that
All right,
movie.
wonderful.
The
I'm
real
now very
question
looking
is, will
forward
we be
to
able
it.
to get Vareem to watch it and talk about it?
Oh yeah, Vareem's on next time.
Vareem's next, baby.
Look forward to that.
shit.
It's the Vareem episode, baby.
Big Dick's back in town.
I'm gonna say spoilers. He's not watching that fucking shit.
He might. You never
We'll
know.
see.
All right. Anyways,
All right.
bye.
There we go. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
that is it. Bye bye, everyone.